Hey guys, in this video I'll be sharing several builds. Some are kind of templates, being able to just change weapons and be all set, some gimmicky builds and the classic ones to deal a lot of damage. Just be aware that some of these builds may be quite grindy because you will need to get your research up to level 181. I'll start with the one that I really loved how I optimized it. In this case we are going to use status trigger 3, build up 3, offensive guard, blade scale hone, etc, pretty much the skills that work really well with evasive ailments. For the decos, that's the list of them. You might wonder, do I really need Master Touch? And to be honest, you don't really need it. You can change it for some other things, but it can be quite comfy in case your weapon has a small purple sharpness. Otherwise, you can keep your sharpness up just by being effective with blade scale. And of course, with this build you can use pretty much any ailment effectively, because of build up 3 and a status trigger. You just have to change a couple of decos and you're all set. The next one is a really friendly build with lots of defense. I thought about it mainly for beginners. The first iteration is something that can be acquired without that much grinding, and then if you want to go even further keeping the same idea of a really defensive set, I will change it for the following. Beware that its defense can be improved even further, but that also depends on the amount of damage you want to keep. Just because it is a defensive set, it doesn't mean that it is not able to deal good chunks of damage. It doesn't matter if you require 15-20 minutes, and if you wonder why I didn't put blood right on it, it is because that deco is one of the last ones you may be able to add to your collection, so it's a bit pointless to show something for kind of beginners and throw something that needs lots of grinding. The next one is also jack of all trades, using the evasive lance with elemental weapons. It has a little issue with its affinity being around 80-90s in some builds, but that is just in some specific case scenarios. The cool thing, once again, is that you don't really need to sharp your weapon because of blade skill. That is the list of decos you may need, and in this case those handicapped help a lot to give us the chance to avoid attacks and activate blade skill. That is also the list of weapons I'd recommend to use in this build. Just keep in mind that for the specific dragon element build I am still using this lucky charm, but in case you don't have something like that, you can switch that weapon for the crimson sharp wing. And last but not least, the classic offensive lance builds focusing elemental damage. There are different ways to actually create something similar, but in several cases it is a waste of slots. Because we can have like 6 tier 4s, but that is a bit pointless if we do not have something like attack boost, critical eye, with better slotting. So I still prefer to use Violet Sutsune armor pieces, also because of the free guard points we get. This is a quite gimmicky build, because we have Berserk, which has no real purpose, so be careful to set the switch skill you require the most in the red scroll. And also we are using Bloodlust. The particular mess I wanted with it was acquire the second level in the chaotic creeps. It has a double purpose, one to synergize the skills that we currently have in the build, and also increase the duration of our affinity, as well as better boost while infected. In most weapons the affinity is going to be around 70, 90, up to 100%, but you need to be proactive with your attacks while infected. Another cool thing is that this build has Powder Mantle 2, which is really nice because it is free damage, and as we need to be proactive with our attacks, we can activate it several times. In this case, you can also change weapons without that much issue. These are my first ideas, but later down the line I'll work in some specific builds. I'll try to further specialize some of them. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.